Hey guys, it's me, Elemental T4 Nick, and I'm back today with another video. So in today's video, I'm gonna try to find out how to explain this. So I'm gonna go through all of the main like G.I. Joe characters until issue 28 of the Marvel comic, and I'm just gonna go over my overall thoughts on them. And I also want to make a point that Short Fuse is the least used, well, the least important at least. Because everyone else has had at least one standout moment. He has had none. So we're going to start off with the Joes and then we'll go to Cobra. Also, side note, I have gotten really into G.I. Joe in the last couple of months. Because, it started when I was reading the Energon Universe Transformers comic. And then after that, I read the other stuff, including the G.I. Joe ones. And yeah, now I've gotten really into it because I started reading the Marvel comic in April, I think, but I can't fully remember. Jeez, how am I already out of fucking breath? So starting off, we'll go over the original 13, starting with Hawk is I don't really have that many strong opinions on a lot of these characters, other than I just like them. Hawk is a good character, I believe, and he's had multiple spotlight moments because he was like under Flag was the overall commander. I think he's not on here because I don't fully count him. But yeah, Hawk was technically the leader of the Joes, if you don't count Flag. Yeah, I like him. He's had. I'm trying to think what's a specific moment that I can name. I can't fully remember a lot of them because they were. Because the last couple of issues, he hasn't really done all too much. He was there, but I don't really remember much, other than talking about um, Snake Eyes' backstory and shit. Speaking of Snake Eyes, he is one of the most used characters in the book, and I do like him, but he's not my favorite. I think he is top 5 though. But yeah, he's cool, and he has had numerous standout moments, such as issue 21 being purely about him and having no dialogue. Which honestly, I think that was actually a really interesting choice for that, and it worked. Because Larry Hama, I think that's his name, is a really good writer. Because I genuinely don't hate anyone. I like all of the characters to different degrees. Next up is Stalker. He's one of the favorites for me, I'd say, especially because of how much he has done in the Energon universe so far. He's really good in that, and he is enjoyable in this as well. Standout moments are I'm trying to think off the top of my head more recent ones, but the first one I'm thinking of is him hunting that deer. I think it was a deer from issue 1 or something. Also, him using the jetpack. Him in the issues with the October Guard. He was there as well. Pretty sure he was in issue 2 with Quinn's first appearance. Fuck. What's some more examples? Yeah, I can't think of any more at the moment. But yeah, he's had a lot of appearances, and yeah. Next up is Scarlet. Yeah, she is good, but recently she hasn't done much, I don't think. And I'm probably just misremembering, but I don't think she has done that much recently. Yeah, she's a good character, and she's had multiple big appearances. The first ones I can think of is the October Guard again, because 6 Joes were on that. I think she was in issue 2 as well, along with Snake Eyes, Breaker, and maybe Stalker. Um, she was also in issue 21. I think she got kidnapped at one point by Blood, but I don't feel she was kidnapped by for issue 21 she was kidnapped there, but I think she was kidnapped another time by Major Blood, but I'm not fully remembering. Maybe that led into 21. Yeah, she's a good character, and her book in the Energon universe, from what I've read before reading it, I thought I was gonna hate it. On the first read, I didn't really care about the characters, and it was a pretty weak book. But on a reread that I did this year, I liked it a lot more because I actually cared about the characters at that time. Um, I think it's because I was going in with like a more neutral mindset than a hostile mindset like the first time. But yeah, that's a surprisingly good book, and I liked all the characters in that. Storm Shadow was really cool, and we got to see Stalker again. Rock and Roll, he's I, he's like higher up on my list, especially because of the Energon universe. He was really fun in that. Rip, because he died in the first issue of GI Joe. Thankfully, he got to do a lot in Duke though, so there's that. Um, in the main book, he in the second story for issue 1, he was big in that. Fuck. In issue 3, he was in there, but like I think nearly every Joe was in that. I think Short Fuse and Grand Slam might have been the only ones not in there, but I can't remember because that was months ago that I read it. Other than that, I can't fully remember any like standout moments. I know he's had them, I just can't remember them at the moment. Same with Stalker. Actually, actually, for Stalker, I just remembered. Um, During that like arc with Doctor Venom, like Doctor Venom and Quinn were in it. I'm pretty sure Stalker, Gung Ho, and maybe Breaker, like they were all separated. I remember there was a third person with them. I think it was Breaker, but I don't fully remember. And they were in like another country, and like Stalker and Gung Ho had to set up traps for the people. And that was also when like Snake Eyes and Quinn teamed up, and then that was a whole story arc before Quinn and Doctor Venom died in issue 19. I'm probably rambling. I don't think anyone actually understands what I'm saying. I think the audio is working, so that's good. Thankfully, I am recording this as well. Also, 7 minutes. Jesus Christ. I only went through 5 characters. Okay, continuing. Grand Slam. Because I used the version 2 for this because the version 1 is the exact same as Flash. So I wanted to change it up a bit. That's also why Hawk has his hair out. Because otherwise it would have been similar to Short Fuse or Grunt. And yeah, I'm pretty sure it was only similar to those two. But yeah, Grand Slam, he's had like one standout moment from what I remember, which is the issue with the fire engine, or was it a bus? A long road vehicle on the cover with Major Blood. I remember in that issue. Excuse me. In that issue, fuck, I forgot his name. How Grand Slam punched out Major Blood. That's like the only time he's done anything outside of like one panel appearances in like the early issues. After that he's done like nothing, but he's decent. But I just like we barely see him. He was also in issue 7, I think it was, like the first issue of like the two-parter with the October Guard. He was like on that list of names. He was said to be going on that mission. Then he was replaced by Flash. Probably because their toys looked so similar. But that was annoying because I wanted to see more of him. But yeah, now speaking of Flash, I do like Flash, but recently he has done like nothing. Like from the last few issues, he's done nothing from what I remember. Um, which is kind of a shame because like early on he was one of the more used ones. Like issue 8, he went to space with Breaker. He was in the October Guard thing. Actually, I don't know. It wasn't issue 8. It was issue 10, I think. It was one of the later issues of the first 10 that he went to space. Or was the October Guard earlier than I remembered? Because I thought it was 7 and 8, but it might have been 5 and 6. But yeah, I like Flash from what we have seen, but we just haven't seen him recently, pretty much. Like from what I can remember, but I have a bad memory. I do like his laser rifle though. That's cool. Next up is Grunt. I honestly he has become one of my like the ones I like more because of issue 4. That was not meant to rhyme, but yeah, he's only like real like he said like 2 standout appearances that I remember. He was one of the main characters in issue 4 along with Hawk when they were going after that. Like he was an American military guy that was like a piece of shit, and like some of his own men died because of how like he operated. So yeah, I remember that. He also helped to defuse like a warhead. He also helped like when Cobra Commander was captured by the Joes. He was one of the 5 people guarding him. I remember he and Gung Ho, I think it was, set up something. So yeah, I like him, but he just doesn't do anything. Um, then we have which one? I'm gonna go with Clutch next. Yeah, because that's like 3 that side, 2 that side. Clutch. He doesn't really do like a lot of these original guys. They don't really do much in the recent issues, probably because there's this much to work with now. They still do like appear enough to the point where, like most of the time, they still feel like they have a presence. Like I'll get to the short fuse later because he has an example for this. And Grunt. Grunt is an example of it because, yeah, after issue 4, he was just kind of there for the most part. Then in issue, fuck him, was it? It was like 24 or 25, I think, that he did something again, like majorly, from what I remember. Clutch. He's one of the more used characters from the originals. Um, in issue 4, I remember Steeler, and Breaker were in that tank dealing with like the false parade or whatever. Like the Cobra guys disguised as a parade. He was in that. He had an issue about him going home and like his home being like having a bunch of Cobra agents in there. What else? I think he was with the October Guard guys. I'm bringing them up a lot. Other than that, I can't think of anything off the top of my head. But yeah, he's like, if you ever see the Vamp, he is always the one driving it. Same with Rock and Roll and his bike. I can't remember the name. And Steeler with his tank, but Steeler's like coming up next. Yeah, yeah. Another thing about Clutch, he is always hitting on Scarlet, which it doesn't happen too much to the point of it being annoying, but it's like take a hint, dude. Take a hint, man. Yeah, other than that, he is good. He also is really good in the Energon universe stuff because of I really like his friendship with Hound and his friendship with Duke is really good. I liked when he was hiding out in the like behind Cobra's wall and shit because like the whole team thought he was dead and then he revealed himself to like be hidden and whatever. Yeah, I like him in there. Steeler. And of like he was my favorite for the longest time. I don't know why. I just like Steeler. He drives the tank. I can't remember the name of it. I don't think it was the Mobat, but it might have been. But yeah, Steeler's a fun character. Also, in the fucking cartoon, he fucking went to an alternate universe just to bang Baroness. We would all do that. Fucking that was like that's one of the I haven't watched that show yet. I'll probably get around to it. But I'm more interested in the comic, same with Transformers. Because like old shows like that, I mean they're charming, but there's not really much there. Because I've seen a season and a bit of the original Transformers, and the movie. It's like good, but I wouldn't like. I'd rather just read the comic because there's a lot more going on in there. Yeah, back to Steeler. So yeah, his like standout roles is like issue 4. Same with like Clutch and Breaker, and I know he's appeared more. I just can't remember his appearances. Yeah, there's more, but I just can't remember them off the top of my head. I think there was one in like the teens somewhere, but I don't know at all. I'm gonna have a drink. Breaker. I noticed a thing with Breaker. I don't know when it stopped, but he was in every single issue up until a point. Every single one. No one else has been in that many issues in a row so far. Like, none of these guys, not Roadblock or Duke, because they're news, and all of these guys, like, these guys haven't, they've all had, like, breaks in there. Everyone else is just too new for that. I don't get what it is about Breaker, but he has been in so many of these fucking issues, and nowadays he just doesn't really appear. Like, he went to space with Flash. He was in issue 2. I think he was most likely with the October Guard, like in the mission, like with where the October Guard attacked the Joes. Um, shit. What else did he do? I can't remember any other examples. I don't know why the first 10 issues, like first 11, I'd say, are probably the most memorable when it comes to stuff that happens. Because after that, it's a little less memorable, but I still remember like basic stuff. Like the GI Joes making their base, the Doctor Venom stuff, Scarface, that kind of stuff. Um, but yeah, moving on from Breaker, who I'm surprised isn't in the Energon universe yet, but I feel like he's one of the ones that'll probably come in sooner, rather like than compared to a couple of these others. Next up is Short Fuse, who literally I cannot name one standout moment he's had. Because every single thing he does is in like a panel and then he's just not used for the rest of the issue. Like in the original in the first issue he set up he used his like mortar thing. I think it is a mortar. He used that, does nothing else. He did that again with like the space thing, where the G.I. Joes were defending a rocket. Used his mortar once, did nothing else. And in when the Joes were bringing Storm Shadow to a prison, I remember Short Fuse was in like one panel that he spoke in, and then it was in the background for like 3 more. He does like nothing in this book, and it is noticeable. Originally, it was him and Short in Grand Slam, but then Grand Slam punched out Major Blood. Short Fuse still hasn't done that. So I can't have an opinion on him when he does nothing. And he's hoping he does something soon. Because I'm starting to lose hope for him. Okay, next up we got Zap. Now Zap, he is decent. The only things I really remember is him helping to defuse the bomb in issue 4, and him and Scarlet going to that Cobra town in issue 10. I'm pretty sure it was issue 10. Other than that, he also flew one of the helicopters alongside Wild Bill. I think he was the one that flew alongside him during the recent issues where they were attacking Zartan's house. Other than that, like he's cool. There's just not much I remember from him other than like small appearances that I can't remember. I'm so fucking paranoid that someone's gonna come home, but no, fucking everyone's leaving for a while. Okay, continuing, we're gonna not do Roadblock and Duke yet because they appear in issue 22. Next, we're gonna be going over these guys because they've all done at least something. Like everyone after the original 13 has guaranteed to have like some sort of role. If only I could remember what Ace has done, because he has some small, but he's gonna come up next. Actually, no, I think Torpedo's coming up next. Okay, Doc. Doc, he hasn't really done that much recently, other than like he went in the helicopter with Wild Bill, but he didn't really do much there at all. His most standout moment was when he got into a fist fight with Duke with no fucking Destro. I think it was that was issue. It was anywhere between issue 11 and 13. Other than that, he just kind of appears occasionally. In the Energon universe, I will bring that up a lot because like every GI Joe character, like from like the comics and toy line and shit, they've always had some sort of focus on them. Which, if I could say the same for Transformers, which is one of my big complaints for that book, because so many characters are just kind of there. Like, they feel like characters, but they're just not developed or showcased or anything. Like, Ramjet. Continuing. So yeah, Doc, he's cool. I like that he saved Ultra Magnus in the Energon stuff. In the Marvel book, he could do a little bit more. Continuing on, let's do Airborne next. Airborne, he's usually flying with Wild Bill. He had one moment in issue 11, I think it was, where he paraglided. Or is it paragliding? Where he like uses glider sort of thing to fly around and take out Cobra guys. After that, he hasn't done all too much, but he's decent for the most part. Snow Job. Snow Job had. I remember he told Rock and Roll that that Gung Ho's sister was like a model. Not mentioning that his sister was not legal age. Rock and Roll gave him a piece of his mind for that. Other than that, he just kind of appears occasionally. I feel like because of his specialty, which is like snow shit, he doesn't really have much to do at the moment. Um, so yeah, he's just kind of there for the most part. He for his little role in the Energon universe, he was fine, but he didn't really do much in there. Um, but yeah, I like him so far. He just hasn't done much. Wild Bill, he whenever a helicopter is involved, he is always there. So he's one of the more used ones. He was involved in the attack on Zartan's house. Um, he and Ace, I think it was, delivered like boxes to the Joes when they had Cobra Commander captured. I'm having another drink. If anyone has gotten to this point, I would genuinely be surprised because listening to my own voice is just like I need to like my voice just sounds so fucking bland. Holy shit. But continuing. So yeah, Wild Bill, he I remember him doing like a bit in the introduction of Covergirl and Tripwire. Other than that though, I can't think of any like real standout moments off the top of my head. But I have seen enough to say that I think Wild Bill is really fun to see. Hopefully he gets to do like more standout moments later. Next up is Torpedo. Honestly, Torpedo is like I think he is in my top five out of all these characters. Like if we're just taking into consideration the Marvel book, he is top five, I'd say. I don't know why, I just like his design, and he's just been like a pretty good character. So he also just randomly appeared out of nowhere in issue 13. Like he just appeared out of fucking nowhere. Um Everyone else had some form of explanation. Okay, Ace just kind of like with Ace, it's like, oh yeah, he's a pilot, so he would be more associated with the general U.S. military, and then he came over to GI Joe. Same with Covergirl and Tripwire. They join. Actually, they also kind of had a random appearance, but I don't know. Torpedo felt the most random. Other than that, he assisted in like trying to find Snake Eyes, I believe, back in his first appearance. After that, I remember, I think it was during when Cobra was attacking that big armored base. I think Torpedo did something there. Other than that, he also was like one of the main, like sort of main GI Joe character, like Joes, when they were attacking Zartan's house, because he was on the ground with Mutt and Tripwire, along with Junkyard. But yeah, I like Torpedo. I really want to see him in the Energon universe. Next up is Ace, who is the team's fighter jet pilot. He standout moments for him is like during his first appearance in issue 14, he helped take down Cobra jets, I think. I don't really remember that much of that one. Later on, he helped deliver boxes to help make a base to keep Cobra Commander in while he was captured. Uh, he hasn't really done all too much that I can remember, honestly. But he's decent. I like the he flies the Sky Striker, right? I want to see more of him. Also, this micro hero, his helmet looks so goofy. I love it. Next up, we have Covergirl and Tripwire. Covergirl, who is the second girl out of. So that's 15, 16, 17, like 26 Joes. There's only two girls on it, which is kind of crazy. I'm honestly surprised there's more than one. I'm kidding. But yeah, her standout role was like during her first appearance, and like issue 17 and 18, I think. Yeah, just remembered issue 19 the heavily armored place, because I think it was. I can't fully remember. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was, but yeah, I don't fully know. But yeah, she hasn't really done all that much. Like after her first, like in the 20s of issues, I don't think she has done anything. Like she is just not really there anymore. Hopefully she does something again, but we'll have to wait and see. Tripwire, his whole bit is that he trips over a lot, which is kind of fucking weird. Like, buddy, you're in the military. I don't think you should be tripping over that much. But he's a decent character. I don't really have any strong opinions on him. He has standout roles. Like, I think his only real standout was when he had helped like the ground team attack Zartan's house. I have mentioned that place so many fucking times. Shoot me. But yeah, he hasn't really done much. Also, CoverGirl is good in the Energon universe. She currently has like a focus, because she and Baroness went over to France, I think, and they're currently under attack by Raptor. Well, they were captured by Raptor and Major Blood, and so we're going to see where that goes this month, because last month the CoverGirl stabbed Baroness. So I don't really know where that's going, but I'm excited to see where it goes. Next up is, yeah, after them it's Roadblock and Duke. I'll go over Duke first. I say in this book, Duke is good, but he feels exactly like Hawk, honestly. He just feels like the leader. I can't really pinpoint anything else to his personality other than that, because he literally just feels like Hawk again. In the Energon universe, though, he is really good in that. I really liked him in his own solo series, and in the main G.I. Joe book, he has been pretty good as well so far. So I'd say I much prefer that version, because this one just feels like, yeah, I said it twice. He just feels like Hawk again, which I don't like. I want to see something else from him, but he's only been in the book for like 5 issues, so we'll have to see. Roadblock, on the other hand, Roadblock is fun in the book because like he can carry the fucking biggest guns possible. Like it is nothing. Like his main gun would need 2 people to carry it. Like it would need 2 stalkers to carry one gun, like one of his. It's like, is it 50 cal? I'm not smart on gun stuff, but I think it was said to be like a 50 cal or something, and it was fucking big. Yeah, and he also, I remember like really early on for him, I think it was issue 23. Like, pardon me. In issue 23, I remember he was like acting as a food critic. So that was a fun little personality thing. Other standout moments was when he shot down a jet. Duke was using a fucking pistol. Fucking Roadblock was using something that no normal man can carry to shoot down a jet. Other than that, I'm pretty sure he assisted in the capture of Cobra Commander. He was at the base with Cobra Commander, like when he was captured. And he went to go help take out Storm Shadow, but that failed. Actually, no, they did get Storm Shadow after Gung Ho was stabbed. Oh my god, I don't think I talked about Gung Ho. Okay, after we're done with Roadblock, I'm going to Gung Ho because I think I forgot him. Shit. Roadblock. He also like in issue actually yeah recently, like I think it was last issue 27, that he Cutter, Deep Six, and Duke were all in like this one this one water vehicle that could go on land. Jet like Wild Weasel and Destro came over. Actually, no, it was Destro, not Wild Weasel. Like he wasn't involved in that. Destro shot at their thing. Roadblock's gun was fucked, while Deep Six's like couldn't aim up. So Roadblock ripped it off, put it on his back, and said, "Fucking there, now move it up." Like he didn't exactly say that, but that was funny and cool. Because dude literally just put a giant ass gun on his back and told Deep Six to fire. Yeah, he's cool. And then he also gave the credit entirely to Deep Six, which is that was nice. Yeah, now to Gung Ho because I forgot him. He he actually he's definitely one of the writer's favorites. You can definitely tell that because he's done a lot. Like in his initial appearance. Why was that? I almost said a very bad word. How was that such a hard word to say? God damn it. So yeah, continuing on. After that, he Stalker and Breaker, pretty sure it was Breaker. They like I've already said they were like in a group of three, set up a base, set up traps for the guys that were coming after them. I'm trying to think, was he in anything? Wait, what? I know he appears a lot. He was with them when Cobra Commander was captured. He was there. He helped Grunt's like no Grunt helped him set up stuff. It's how am I not remembering anything else he did? Because he, I don't know. There's a lot of moments from characters I just don't fully remember what they have done. Another thing I just remembered for Snow Job, I remember he hit on Covergirl like in one issue. I need a better memory so that this video would be better. Okay, now Jesus Christ, this video is so long. Next up we have Cutter, Deep Six, and Mutt. They are the most recent. They came in with like that giant fucking ship in the water when they were going off like recently because of the Zartan stuff. Starting off with Cutter, he's decent so far. I don't really have much of an opinion on him. His standout roles are he drove the boat, the giant one. He talked to Deep Six, and that was sad for that. Then he was on that hovercraft thing. Other than that, he hasn't done fully that much because he's only been in for like two or three issues. Deep Six, he was in that one vehicle, and he took out like yeah, he was effective in like a vehicle where he took out like multiple like fuck. I need to make a script. Yeah, he took out Wild Weasel and Firefly's vehicle. Um, and then yeah, he did the thing like his gun was damaged. Roadblock helped him. There was that. Mutt. Mutt is a really fun character because, as you can see, he has the muzzle and not his dog. Yeah, he's kind of like a psycho. Like not really a psycho, but he's definitely loud. Yeah, he's really fun to watch. Well, read, I guess. But yeah, he was involved in the attack, like on the ground, along with Torpedo and Tripwire. You just notice those three are together here. Pretty ironic. That wasn't even intentional. But yeah, he is decent so far, but he just like hasn't appeared that much at all yet. Yeah, I do like him. Same with Junkyard. Junkyard's a fun dog. I like watching his antics and then Mutt being furious at him. Like when he thought Mutt, no, when Mutt thought Junkyard was leading, like the main guys of Cobra to them, he was like, "God damn it, Junkyard!" And then it turns out Junkyard put them in a trap, Destro and them, not the Joes, and then he set off Wild Weasel and Firefly's trap later, and saved the Joes. So yeah, that's a fun little dynamic between those two. Next up, we are moving on to the Cobras, which there is significantly less to talk about. We can ignore all of these guys back here because they're literally just generic grunts. Also, the only one that's not here is Dr. Venom because he didn't have one for these that I remember. Starting off with Cobra Commander. Obviously, he's one of the best. He is really fun to read. Also, his fucking suit is really cool. Yeah, he is good, and what else? I don't really have much to say, honestly. He's funny. He's where I don't know what to say. God damn it! In the Energon, I'm just gonna go to the Energon universe. In that he is like really cunning, I'd say, and the amount of stuff he can do, yeah, he is a fucking threat. That's why I'm want to see what's gonna happen in the next arc of that, because that's gonna be around the Dreadnoks attacking Cobra and GI Joe. So Duke and Commando are gonna have to team up for that. In the Marvel book though, he's good in that. Baroness, yeah, she is good. So actually, I don't think I need to mention any standout moments for Cobra Commander. He's the main villain. For Baroness though, she is. God damn it! Why is it so hard to think of things to say? But yeah, she is enjoyable to read. I also like her dynamic with Destro and Blood, because it's very clear Blood is a thing for her, but Baroness and Destro are a thing. Standout moments for her is like when she was involved, like when I think it was Cobra Commander that like tried to kill Destro, but instead seriously injured Baroness, and Major Blood got her out of that. But yeah, she's a good character. Destro is maybe my favorite, like out of all of them. I don't know. He's just really good. I also like his design. That's really good. Um, his Energon Universe book was the second best. Duke was the best, but Destro's was second. It was fun to read that. I can't fully come up with anything. Like standout moments for him was like his introduction. But yeah, other than that, he's appeared in a lot of issues with Cobra and stuff. I don't think anyone's home yet. Major Blood. I'm pretty sure he is Australian. Yeah, I think he is. Yeah, he's fun to watch. I like his fucking. He's like one of the most egotistical characters. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, he's fun to read. I have all of the. I am taking so many time. Like anytime I finish with a character, I'm just like, yeah, let's see how I can shit talk myself today. I have so much to talk about the Joes, but nothing to talk about the Cobra guys. Why is that? But yeah, next up is Storm Shadow. I'll get to Scarface later. Storm Shadow is really cool in this because like his introduction was in 21, which was the silent issue. Other than that, he's just shown himself to be like honestly an interesting character and like an actual threat because he and Snake Eyes are both of the Arashi Kage, I think it is. And yeah, so he like you can just not trap him at all. Like he will find a way out. As he did in issue 25 or 26. Um but he also helped Cobra Commander escape when he was trapped. He's good in the Energon universe. I like him in there so far, but he hasn't reappeared in months. Like ever since G.I. Joe started up, he hasn't done anything. Probably because they're just kind of focusing on other stuff instead of all that, like with the Arashi Kage. I like how they had it so that Storm Shadow, like he was believed that he killed Hardmaster, but it turns out that he didn't, and he was going after the guy that did kill him. Next up, we have Scarface, who honestly, like at the start, I didn't care about him at all. Then after a while, his story got pretty interesting. Well, not really interesting. It's just I don't know. His character became like actually something I sort of cared about. Then he did die after that. He didn't leave much of an impact from what I remember. He only really interacted with Blood and Baroness, I think. Like Baroness and Destro a little bit, I'm pretty sure, and then Blood quite a bit. After that, we have Zartan, who like his power of like if he touches something, then he can Like when he touches Firefly, he gets the pattern of his suit on his arm. That's interesting, but other than that, I don't really have much of an opinion on him because he hasn't. Because he's appeared in like four or three issues so far, and he hasn't appeared in the Energon universe yet. Firefly, I do like him so far, but I don't have much to say on him. Like, I don't have much to say on any of the villains without rambling for like 10 minutes. Yeah, I like his design. He's a bit funny. I'd say, like, he was, when they got the drone army, like, when it was revealed that the drone army of Hiss tanks and Cobra guys was there, he was like, oh boy, I get to control all this. It's like a video game. And then Cobra Command is just like, no, I'm doing it. I am the Cobra Commander after all. Shit like that. I want to see more of him because yeah, Wild Weasel is fun to see because I really like his design. Originally I thought he was mute, just like Snake Eyes, but no, he does talk later on. Um, but he's kind of just like he serves under Cobra. He does what they tell him to do. That's pretty much it on his end. Then we have Buzzer, Torch, and Ripper. I'd say they are all pretty good, but there's like nothing to go off of them so far. In the Energon universe, Ripper and Buzzer have like personalities in that. I do like them in that, but they haven't done much yet. Except like Ripper came back for an issue in G.I. Joe and then did like hasn't done anything else recently. Torch just hasn't spoken in the Energon universe, but he has a cool design. And then we have all these guys. He'll do the Nazi salute. Fucking let me thank you. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I don't really know what his last segment of going over the villains was for because like I have nothing to say on them. Well, I guess that's it. Adios amigos.